Maleficent, Mistress of Evil, Part 2. The story of Maleficent did not end with the breaking of a curse. Peace may have returned to the moors, but peace, as always, is fragile. It begins with whispers in the wind, carried from one fearful human heart to another. Whispers that Maleficent, the dark fairy with the horned crown and wings as black as the night sky, still cannot be trusted. And as the camera drifts through the glowing trees and enchanted rivers of the moors, we see trespassers, human poachers, armed with nets and iron weapons, creeping into Maleficent's realm. Their eyes burn with greed as they capture magical creatures, tiny fairies, colorful forest sprites, and rare beings that can never survive in the human world. But they are not fast enough. From the shadows, she descends. Maleficent, wings spread wide, eyes glowing emerald, her very presence a storm. With effortless power, she freezes two of the poachers where they stand. But one escapes, vanishing into the darkness, clutching a stolen magical creature. He runs to a secret iron gate deep beneath the human kingdom. Behind it, a pale hand extends from the shadows. The poacher surrenders the stolen creature and is rewarded with gold. The unseen figure whispers, "We are running out of time. Finish the work." And just like that, the seeds of war are planted. Soft transition? Meanwhile, in the moors, Aurora, the grown child Maleficent once cursed, is now a radiant young queen. Loved by magical beings and humans alike, she rules with kindness, balancing two worlds. She smiles as fairies crown her with wildflowers, listening patiently as forest creatures bring their problems to her. But even in joy, there is unease. A magical creature has gone missing, the same one poachers stole the night before. Aurora's brow furrows. She knows. Trouble is stirring again. Suddenly, the fairies around her flutter playfully, snatching her crown to make her laugh. She chases them through the moors until she stumbles upon a familiar face, Prince Philip, the handsome royal who once awakened her heart. Philip kneels before her. "Will you marry me, Aurora?" Aurora gasps. Her heart races. She loves him and has for years. Slowly she nods. Yes. But what feels like a moment of pure happiness is about to trigger a storm neither of them could ever imagine. Music builds to a tense. News of the engagement spreads like wildfire. Philip rushes home to tell his parents, King John and Queen Ingrith. The king beams with pride. The queen smiles too, but there's something cold behind her eyes. "We will invite Aurora and her godmother Maleficent to dinner," the queen insists. But in her private chamber, far from prying eyes, we discover her secret. Beneath the castle lies an iron factory, a grim, fiery place where glowing flowers and captured creatures are harvested for something darker. The queen walks past cages and weapons, down to a hidden lab where a man is grinding enchanted flowers into a deadly dust. "The wedding will bring them all here," she whispers, "and then we will end this once and for all." The camera lingers on a familiar object, a spinning wheel's needle, dripping with ancient magic. Cut to the moors, calm before the storm. Maleficent is not pleased when Diaval, her loyal crow, informs her of the proposal. She loves Aurora fiercely and distrusts human love, believing it will only lead to betrayal, just as King Stefan once betrayed her. "There is no such thing as true love," she warns Aurora. "I thought I was your true love, and I still am." But Aurora pleads with her, asking Maleficent to at least attend the dinner. Reluctantly, the dark fairy agrees. And so, the night of the royal dinner arrives. Aurora glows in a pale gown, nervous but hopeful. Maleficent, with Diaval by her side, approaches the castle gates. As her horned silhouette looms, humans cower and pull their children inside. Soldiers grip their weapons, ready to strike at the first sign of danger. Maleficent smirks. She has faced worse. The dinner scene unfolds, voice soft but tense. At the table, Queen Ingrith's words drip with poison disguised as politeness. She reminds everyone of the curse Maleficent once cast on Aurora. She brings up the humans Maleficent has fought in the past. "You will never be a true mother to her," the queen sneers. Maleficent's jaw tightens. She can feel the trap closing in. King John tries to stop the argument, but collapses suddenly, gasping for air. "She cursed the king!" Queen Ingrith shouts, her voice echoing through the hall. Soldiers rush in. Aurora's eyes widen. "Godmother, what have you done?" Maleficent tries to explain, but Aurora pulls away. She is torn between her love for her godmother and her loyalty to Philip's family. "Will you come with me?" Maleficent asks one last time, But Aurora doesn't answer. The soldiers attack. Maleficent, heartbroken, bursts through a window in a storm of wings and shadow. But as she flies over the dark sea, an iron bullet strikes her. Her scream is swallowed by the waves. Aurora is left in the castle, manipulated and alone. Meanwhile, Maleficent's unconscious body is pulled from the ocean by mysterious winged beings. She wakes in a vast cavern lit by glowing crystals. Surrounding her are others like her, dark fae with horns and wings, exiled from the human world. Bora, the fierce leader of the dark fae, explains their history. Humans feared them, hunted them, and drove them to extinction. Maleficent is one of the last of their kind and the most powerful. You can lead us, Bora says. Lead us into war. But Maleficent's heart hesitates. She does not want war. She wants Aurora. Yet time is running out. Because Queen Ingrith has a plan. The wedding will be a trap. Every magical creature who attends will be locked inside the chapel. And when the doors close, the deadly powder they've been crafting from the enchanted flowers will be released, killing them all. And then, the Moors will fall. Music swells, preparing for the final battle. The music grows darker, echoing war drums and distant cries. Bora's voice reverberates through the cavern. The humans will never stop. They see us as monsters, and monsters must be destroyed. But if we strike first, we can take their kingdom before they take ours. The dark fae cheer, wings unfurling like 1,000 black sails. But Maleficent, she stands apart, her emerald eyes flickering with doubt. She has fought humans? Yes, but she has also loved one, Aurora. And no matter what Queen Ingrith has done, Maleficent knows that the young queen of the Moors is trapped in the castle, believing lies she did not deserve to hear. As Bora sharpens his weapons, Maleficent closes her eyes. She can feel Aurora's presence, a tether stronger than magic. She whispers to herself, I will protect her, even if I must face the world alone. Voice softens as we cut back to the castle. Aurora, dressed in a wedding gown she did not choose, wanders the halls of the castle. Her heart is heavy with regret. She remembers Maleficent's words, there is no such thing as true love. But deep down she knows Maleficent loved her. Not with conditions, not with fear, but with something purer than any prince's promise. Aurora's thoughts are interrupted by a familiar sound, the fluttering of tiny wings. She follows the noise down a secret corridor and discovers the captured magical creatures, locked in iron cages, trembling with fear. Suddenly, she understands. The wedding is a trap. Before she can free them, Queen Ingrith appears in the doorway, clad in black battle armor. You think you're ready to be queen? The queen hisses. A true queen must be willing to make sacrifices, and today you will learn why the Moors must be destroyed. She orders Aurora dragged to the chapel tower. Lock her away until it's over, she says coldly. The drums grow louder. Battle begins. Outside, the dark fae descend upon the castle like a storm of midnight feathers. The humans fire cannons laced with iron dust, each blast tearing wings from the sky. The scene is chaos. Creatures fall, soldiers burn, the very air thick with ash. Bora roars commands, but for every victory the dark fae win, another dozen fall to the queen's weapons. In the midst of this slaughter, Maleficent dives into the fray, deflecting iron arrows with her wings, scattering soldiers with a single surge of green magic. But she is outnumbered, and above the battle, the castle bells toll. Because inside the chapel, Queen Ingrith has ordered the final weapon unleashed, a fine mist of deadly enchanted dust, capable of killing every magical creature in seconds. One by one, the fairies collapse. Time is running out. Voice grows urgent. Diaval, trapped in his human form, fights his way to Aurora. He helps her escape her prison tower. We must stop the queen, Aurora whispers, gripping his hand. They race through the corridors as soldiers close in. Aurora throws open the chapel doors, gasping as she sees the dying fairies around her. She grabs a fallen wand and smashes the dust-carrying contraption, but it's too late for some. Above the chaos, Queen Ingrith watches from the balcony, her lips curling into a cold smile. This is what happens, she says softly, when you trust monsters. Music drops to silence. Maleficent arrives. The doors blow open, and there she is, Maleficent. Not the villain they imagined, but a towering figure of vengeance and sorrow. She transforms Diaval into a dragon with a flick of her hand, the creature roaring flames that clear the room. Aurora rushes to her godmother, tears streaming down her face. Please, she begs, Don't kill the queen. Everyone will believe you're the monster they say you are. Maleficent's hands tremble. For a moment, she considers it, ending Queen Ingrith once and for all. But then Aurora whispers one word that changes everything. Mother. Voice softens to a whisper. Maleficent's breath catches. She looks at Aurora, truly looks at her, and in that single moment, she knows revenge is not the answer. But Queen Ingrith will not surrender quietly. She seizes a crossbow and fires the enchanted dust arrow meant for Aurora. Maleficent leaps into the path. The arrow pierces her heart. For an instant, time stops. Maleficent, the once mighty fairy, crumbles to ash. Aurora collapses beside her, screaming in grief. And from above, the queen declares victory. Long pause, voice heavy with emotion. But legends do not die so easily. Aurora's tears fall onto the ashes. A soft glow ignites from within. The air hums with ancient power as Maleficent is reborn, rising from the dust in a dazzling storm of wings and light. Her silhouette grows taller, stronger. Not just a dark fairy, but the phoenix of her people. The humans freeze, struck with awe. And Queen Ingrith, she runs. But there is nowhere left to hide. Voice becomes resolute. Maleficent does not kill the queen. Instead, she transforms her into a goat, stripping her of the power she abused. Now you will know what it means to be voiceless, she says quietly. The war is over. Aurora and Prince Philip marry, uniting the Moors and the human kingdom. Flowers bloom again, fairies dance, and for the first time, both realms stand together without fear. Maleficent spreads her wings once more, not as a ruler, but as a guardian. She whispers to Aurora, I will return when you have your first child. And with a smile, she soars into the skies, the sun breaking through the clouds behind her. Epic 15-minute ending narration, promotion, and future hook. Music shifts into a majestic, inspiring tone. And so, the tale of Maleficent, Mistress of Evil, does not end with war. It ends with unity. But peace is a fragile thing. There are still corners of this world where darkness gathers, where magic is hunted, where ancient secrets are waiting to rise again. And Maleficent will one day be called upon once more. Continues, hopeful yet mysterious. As the sun sets over the United Kingdoms, the world seems at peace. Aurora and Philip smile hand in hand, the fairies fluttering joyfully around them, children laughing in the distance. Maleficent, now fully reborn, with wings that shimmer like obsidian laced with fire, watches silently from a high cliff. She does not need a throne. She does not need a crown. She is a guardian, a protector, and the living embodiment of balance between worlds. But deep within her heart, Maleficent knows one thing. Peace never lasts forever. There are forces older than hatred, older than kingdoms, older even than the dark fae themselves. Forces that wait patiently in the forgotten corners of the world. And one day, those forces will rise. The music fades to a haunting tone. Imagine a realm untouched by sunlight, hidden beneath the roots of the earth itself. A place where magic is raw and unshaped, as dangerous as it is beautiful. What ancient secrets lie there? What power, once sealed away, now stirs in its sleep? Legends whisper that this hidden world was where Maleficent's kind were first born. A cradle of magic that has been lost for centuries. And if that power is unleashed again, it could reshape both kingdoms forever. Voice slows, directly engaging the audience. So I ask you, what if Maleficent is not the only one? What if there are beings even stronger than her, waiting for the right moment to reclaim this world? Could Aurora's love protect her people? Could Philip's kingdom withstand an enemy no one has ever seen? And could Maleficent face a power that might even eclipse her own? Comment below. What do you think lies ahead for Maleficent? Is there a darker force pulling strings from the shadows? Do you believe another betrayal could test Aurora and Maleficent's bond again? Your theories matter. We read them all, and they shape the way we bring you the most magical recaps and explorations possible. If this story stirred something in you, if you felt the pain of betrayal, the power of forgiveness, and the fire of a mother's love, then you are part of this story too. Now is your moment. Like this video if you believe legends deserve a second chance. Subscribe to Movie Shorts Hub so you never miss the next magical tale. Comment below. What do you think is the real origin of Maleficent's powers? Do you believe another dark force is waiting in the shadows? Your voice matters, because the next chapter may be the most dangerous yet. deepens, teasing future storyline. Whispers speak of a new realm, older than the Moors, older than mankind, a realm where magic itself was born. And from that realm, something is awakening, a power older than Maleficent, a force she may not be able to face alone. The story is not over. The legend has only begun. Teasing the unknown. But remember this, there are still unanswered questions. There are still paths not yet walked, and the wings of destiny are always in motion. Maleficent's story may have ended here for now, but the next chapter is already calling. Will you be ready when it arrives? Because soon a new adversary will emerge, an adversary unlike any we've seen before. A shadow from the deepest past, with power strong enough to burn the Moors, shatter the human kingdoms, and even undo the Phoenix herself. Dramatic pause, music builds to a chilling crescendo. Maleficent 3. What form will it take? What sacrifices will be made? And who will rise when the world falls into darkness again? That's a story for another night. But one thing is certain, legends do not die. Legends evolve. Voice warms addressing viewers directly one last time. From everyone at Movie Shorts Hub, thank you for staying with us on this magical journey. We put our heart into bringing you stories that don't just entertain, they inspire. So until we meet again, stay curious, stay brave, and always watch the skies. Because when the wind shifts and the air grows still, it may not be a storm approaching. It may be Maleficent, returning with a story only you will believe. Coming soon, Maleficent 3, only on Movie Shorts Hub, the home of stories that breathe, legends that evolve, and worlds you'll never want to leave. Until then, watch the skies. Because sometimes, the wind you feel isn't the weather. It's the beating of wings. If this journey through Maleficent's world touched you, don't let it end here. Hit the like button if you believe love can break any curse. Subscribe to Movie Shorts Hub and join a family of dreamers, storytellers, and fairy tale believers across the globe. And most importantly, share this video with someone who needs to remember that even the darkest soul can find the light again. When you comment and share, you don't just support us, you help keep these legendary stories alive for new generations.